and gentlemen, I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. Today, we are headed out to Thermal Racetrack for some laps. We've got the Raptor towing the M2. It's pretty cool to see it used not only as an off-road truck, but also to tow Alex's M2. There we go, pulling up to Thermal. Every single time I come to Taylor's garage, I am blown away. I know the cars are here, but seeing them next to each other is ridiculous. We've got the beautiful Testarossa, this incredible color 675 LT, and then the two hypercars, the all carbon exposed Bugatti Chiron and LaFerrari. For those of you who haven't seen any episodes where I've gone to Thermal, let me give a little explanation of how cool this place really is. It's a private club where members actually have giant mansions on the racetrack. And one of the coolest parts is the mansions are geared towards cars. So in the bottom of every single one, the entire first floor is a 10-car garage with a massive garage door. And then the balcony on the second floor actually extends over the track wall so you can see the racetrack from your house. How sick is that? See right there, that balcony looks right over the wall. And the awesome part is the track itself is incredibly fun to drive and relatively safe. There aren't a lot of walls for you to hit. It's mostly dirt off the side of the track, so it's a little bit less intimidating. But man, I love coming out to Thermal. Look, some guy flew his helicopter to the track. Sweet cup car. Okay, this is one of the coolest cars I've ever seen go around a track. Somebody is driving an aerial Nomad. What? That is so sick. Normally, you'd expect to see a car like that off-roading, but on the track, I'm sure it handles amazingly. I actually saw one when I was reviewing the Murcielago going nuts up the canyons. Looked like a blast. All right, time for a little autocross action in the Carrera S. How are you doing back there?
It's all right.
Up at the top of the clubhouse, the view up here is absolutely amazing. You can get a good look at all of the tracks. We've got the south track, South Palm track over there, the north track in the center here, and then the desert track over there. They run multiple configurations. Sometimes they do north-south, sometimes they do north desert. I really like the north desert track. That's what I did when I drove the 600 LT. Check out those balconies. Here's a look at the track map. Sick, radicals. Wow. All right, which one of these is yours, Taylor?
That one.
That is sick. Jesus.
The best one in it.
Wait, so this is the Evo 2?
So this is Super Trofeo Evo. This one is a Roger Debris collectible edition one. So they did 24 of these cars, I believe. Has the Evo body kit and all the Evo livery from what it debuted with. This is a Huracan GT3 car. The quickest way to tell the difference is the shark fin and the engine, like scoop intake, whatever it was. The GT3 car has less power, more downforce, more mechanical grip, more everything to make it go faster a corner. The Super Trofeo has more power, a little less downforce, but it's a lot more sort of mechanical. And
how much faster lap time wise is this versus the
well, that's the thing, depending on the track, the Super Trofeo can be faster.
Oh, interesting.
So a track with a lot of straight, somewhere like Watkins Glen, a Super Trofeo will probably be able to keep with a GT3 car. If you go somewhere more like Laguna Seca, you're probably looking at like a 1.5 seconds or something
Gotcha.
on a GT3 car.
What's more fun?
You wrestle a Super Trofeo, but the GT3 car is about finesse.
Ooh.
So it's a big difference in what you're kind of looking for. I prefer the GT3 because everything's very on-off with your input.
We've got some 570 GT4s over here.
I actually just saw a picture online of this camoed kind of test mule for the 720S GT3. That is going to be an absolute beast.
I like this Maserati too. What does it have?
If you just zoom in on that blue button, it's pretty fucking ominous, to be fair. Detonate.
Oh, wow, man. The livery on this is so cool. Oh my God.
There's a toy for you.
All right, walk me through the steering wheel.
All right, so first off, most importantly, this is your flash button. When someone's slow in front of you, this flashes the headlights.
There you go.
Secondly, most important, windscreen wiper. So this RPM, this is your pit lane speed limiter.
Okay.
So as you're coming up to the pit lane, mostly in Europe, it's about a 60 km/h speed limit. You'll pull up, hit this, and then the car will sort of engage this mode where once you drop below 60, you can go flat on the gas and it won't go past 60.
Gotcha.
This is the ignition to start the car. Timer.
It's like a computer power on button. That's awesome.
It's great. Timer, this is for the pit lane timer and for like all the timing we run on the main Motec. Drink, of course, to give you a drink. Alarm, this is to clear alarms off of the Motec. So something like a fuel pressure warning, a battery warning, something that isn't too important, will hit the alarm and it will go and it won't distract us. This is radio. This basically starts keying the mic for our radios and our helmets. This is your two most important dials, probably on the steering wheel. Traction control, which is adjustable to 12 settings, I believe.
Dang. What setting do you normally, is track dependent?
Track dependent because of grip and then also setup dependent, but typically I'll run like a 5 to a 6.
Gotcha.
But then for qualifying, probably a bit lower, just so you have a bit more slip and stuff like that. And then ABS, which I again think has 12 options. No, I know on the Super Trofeo it's got 12 options. On this it has more, I can't remember right now. But, and these change. So after a certain number, the ABS is now changed to work only for the rain tire as the diameter.
Interesting. Damn.
Yeah, so you have to run a completely different ABS. And
What's
these
oh yeah,
are your clutches.
more. There you go.
Those are your two clutches.
Now, what's it like driving the McLaren GT4 compared to the Huracan?
The GT4 is a lot momentum based, so that McLaren in its current spec has probably only got about 420 horsepower. So
But it's a lot lighter than this, right?
It's a lot. It's not as light as this. This is lighter than the McLaren.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So this also has more tire. The McLaren has a skinnier, slick tire. But because of that slick tire and the low amount of horsepower, you're really sort of fighting momentum because you can't overpower the grip like you can with the GT3s and especially the Super Trofeos. So the GT4 is nice, but it's about getting a lot of things right. It's about carrying momentum, whereas the GT3 is about finesse, matching lines and rhythm, and just sort of maximizing every time you're turning the car, basically.
Spoken like a champ.
I try.
I cannot get over how sick this garage door is. Oh yeah.
This has to be one of the coolest components of the houses at Thermal, this glass awning over the garage so you can see the cars below. That is so freaking awesome. All right, poll. What would you rather have, a LaFerrari or a Bugatti Chiron? Now, I haven't driven either of these. I would love to get the opportunity to. Hopefully sometime soon in the near future, I might be able to drive a Chiron. Finding a LaFerrari is gonna be a bit more challenging for whatever reason, but they are such different cars. That is an extremely difficult decision. I feel like the Chiron would be more comfortable, you could use it more often, faster in a straight line, but just the savagery of a LaFerrari and the looks of it, I don't know. Leave your decision in the comment section below. I'm curious what you guys think. Up on the balcony of the house now, this is a sick view. Trackside, Imagine waking up every morning to race cars going around the track. That is goals right there.
take a closer look at this Nomad. Check out the interior of this thing. That is awesome.
Gonna do some laps around the track with Taylor driving in the 911. Let's roll.
Letting Alex hop out in front. Oh, that M2 looks sick. All right, so do you have any tips for people just starting out driving on the track?
So work your way towards the limits of any car. It's very easy to go past the limit and try to work your way back. And sometimes that's the only way to find it. But when you're finding out about a new car on track, or you're going to a track for the first time, just build up to limits very slowly, because you always have to keep in mind the consequences of what you're doing when it comes to stuff like this, because at the end of the day you are sort of flying on four wheels wildly around a piece of tarmac.
That is what we are doing.
Yeah, so you really have to just be careful about building up to limits, and then of course start learning as soon as you can about the fundamentals of what makes a car do what it does. My driving definitely improved when I got a much more thorough understanding of weight transfer and how suspension geometry works, not just soft anti-roll bar, stiff anti-roll bar, stuff like that. So learning those dynamics will help you learn how to manipulate them as well.
Here is another one of Taylor's toys, a Radical SR3. I drove a Radical when I was in Dubai. It was a little bit older version, but these things are absolutely nuts. It only weighs 1,300 pounds and can do 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. It only makes 226 horsepower, but the power to weight ratio on one of these is pretty impressive considering it only weighs 1,300 pounds. And it produces the same amount of downforce as the car actually weighs. So I guess in theory, you could drive this thing upside down, but so much fun to drive. I think Taylor loves this car a lot. He's also got a Radical SR8 that's got a V8 in it that makes a heck of a lot more power. I think we're gonna go out for a ride in one of these today. Just went for a ride in the Radical with Taylor. Dude, that thing is absolutely insane.
Thank you.
Dude, I was actually myself the entire time. It can pull up to 2.3 Gs of lateral acceleration. My neck is literally sore from that experience. Now we're gonna go go-karting. Should be fun.
Scooter not working?
Hit the red button. Try it now. Try it again. Red button again.
Oh man.
All right, we're in.
Focus RS squad. That is the kart I will be driving.
I've done a lot of karting at Thermal, but they had a completely different layout before and they were in these slower karts. Apparently this Rotex is absolutely ridiculous and hits 12 miles an hour faster on the straightaway. Taylor said literally this might feel as fast and as scary as the Formula One car, so I have no idea what to expect.
Look at this beast.
Well, that was freaking awesome. The car accelerates a little bit slowly in the beginning, but once you get up in the RPM ranges, it really takes off. But what's most impressive is the cornering ability. It corners so well. It's honestly, it's like a workout to drive that thing. The best part, honestly, is the fact that it has brakes in the front as well as the rear. All the karts that I'm used to driving only had one set of brakes, so if you slam the brakes, they spin in a 360, and it's kind of scary, honestly. But the kart slowed down extremely well. Man, I need more laps. Went out for a second session, improved, look, private jet landing, oh my God. Went out for a second session, improved by half a second. Karting is so much fun, but also so tiring at the same time. I am already sore, especially my wrists and my hands. I think one of my problems is gripping the steering wheel too tight, but man, oh, that is so much fun. These Rotex carts are fast.
See, here we can see the difference between the brakes. On these Rotex, we've got discs in the front and in the rear. And on the carts I'm used to, we only have brakes in the rear. So when you go full on the brakes, they lock up. I was able to get much deeper into the braking zone here. Apparently you top out at about 61 miles an hour. Then boom, around the left turn.
This guy is balling on another level. He literally flew his helicopter to thermal and then went out on the racetrack. Then there was this other group of people who literally the night before went out and bought 4 Focus RSs for their friends and put a bunch of custom license plates on. What, Joe is going around the...
What? That is awesome.
In one day, they got 4 Focus RSs and put custom license plates on and went around the drift track and then one on the track. That is freaking awesome.
This is comical. Look at him go. Look at that stance.
How was your day out on the track, Alex?
It was epic. Yeah, today was a good day.
Hell yeah, dude.
Another plane coming in. And across the line.
What time?
Fastest time of the day. Aerial Nomad going home. So cool. This would be such a cool series to be in. It's McLaren's own series where you race all 570 GT4s. Looks so much fun to drive. Look at that arrow.
Another absolutely amazing day at Thermal. I didn't bring my cars this time because of the light on the Lamborghini. I want to get that fixed, and I need new front brake pads for the Mercedes. But next time, definitely bringing the cars out. Might bring the Ferrari one of these times because I bet it is amazing on the track. But seriously, go-karting was a blast, hanging out with friends. Gosh, I can't imagine what having a house here, absolute goals, would be like with that 10-car garage, with that beautiful view of the racetrack, waking up in the morning to the sounds of cars. Talk about a car lover's dream. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.